filter. Okay. Tonight, girl, is oh my gosh, it's Wednesday, the 1st of October. As many times I don't read it today. Read it. Girl. Don't mind me. um 2025, October 1st, Wednesday. I don't feel like doing this, but I missed yesterday. I am not missing today. Don't play with me. Okay. What a day. I don't even know where to start. This is where I start. I was writing down my dreams. Not to interpret them yet because that's just not what I'm doing yet. And I was getting to my last dream because I had a sling of dreams one day, and it was in a matter of like 3 or 4 hours. Having these little dreams, some of them anyway, and it was like 7 or 8 dreams that I had in a span of 3 or 4 hours, which I understand why. They told me why, or it made sense why. And then about the second or third dream to the last one, I was taking breaks. Didn't know why, but I felt led to. And I was breathing in between them, and I was sitting in a certain yoga position. When I got to the last dream, I went into reclamation, and I didn't even know until after whatever tether was broken off. Ever since then, that was probably like, what, 4, 5-ish? Around 5 or 6, actually. I would say it was around 5 or 6 o'clock. Ever since then, I've been decoding that and then asking questions to confirm and all of that. So, and then I got up late too. And so I'm just like, okay, even though I don't feel like doing this, I'm going to do this because I'm just excited to see the development. I'm excited to integrate. I'm excited to embody. I'm not going to say I feel like doing it every day, but I'm genuinely excited to see the growth. So I like pushing myself to do it because I just want to see my full potential realized. I just want to see what I can do. You know what I'm 333. I just want to, that's the sacral energy. I just want to see what I can do. So we're going to go ahead and get started, children. I feel like this is about to be popular. I might be here longer than I'm thinking, but I feel like this is going to be good. This is going to be a good session, even if it's not long. So. And something else, I'm going to tell you something I'm learning about this process, right? What I'm learning about this process, this particular part of the process that I'm in, is that sometimes the little goes a long way. So that's also why I feel like I'm pushing myself to do this too, because in my head, I know how it feels when my throat is all the way open and when it's like relaxed. Maybe I don't need to do it that long. Or maybe in this process of toning, I've done it long enough to capture or get to the root issue that I needed to the reveal on. And I don't need to do it as long, except if I want to. So, yeah, I'm learning that a little goes a long way. And sometimes that little bit is just what you need to get you the results, you know. Sometimes striving is not always the way. If you're going to strive, make sure you're resting while you're striving. Because that's what I did today. In between each time I was writing my dreams, which is almost a week ago now, I allowed myself the space to rest. And when I say rest, I don't mean like sleeping. I mean like, kind of like, what do you call it? NDSR? It's like non-sleep relaxation, which kind of keeps you in the meditative state, which I didn't even realize that's what I was doing. And so, I realized those little moments, those little pockets, really allowed me the space to reach the destination. So, yeah, a little goes a long way. That's one of the lessons that I learned. And it's true. Sometimes that 5 minutes, that 10 minutes, baby, that'll push you right through. That'll give you the breakthrough. Today has been such an amazing day. Oh my gosh. Go first. Because you don't feel like doing that. And you could potentially use this as an escape. Go first. Then talk if you feel like talking afterwards. But I am proud of today. I'm very proud of myself. Okay, we're gonna get started. I gotta ask about my baby. That's probably why she acting like that with me. I'm gonna ask about my because I didn't. Because she hasn't been wanting to be around me as much. She be wanting me to ask. It's amazing. All right, come on. Excuse me. I remember what I was going to say when I was talking about why my connection to this past karmic was so important. He embodied a natural magnetism and a charisma about him. I did, but there was a past life tether that was keeping me from securing and operating within my own creative fire and wand, my own sovereignty. He used his. Now I'm learning how to use mine for divine purposes. I also want to state this. I know that my root and my sacral are my own again because of how this session went. And it's going to remain like that. The reason why this session was so important was because it reminded me of when, before trauma caught up to me, it reminded me of when I first started teaching myself how to sing intensely in this incarnation, and how the same way that I was just breathing, I could feel me breathing into my root. 2222 on the clock. I could feel that energy, that breath circulating through my body. That's how I trained my voice. And I've heard people since then that have heard me sing be like, oh my gosh, he's singing from his root. That is why Spirit is giving me so much. That is why I felt like I was losing my capacity to sing. In past lives, I felt like that before too. Because the trauma that was stuck in my root and my sacral was catching up to me. That's what was suffocating this from being and operating at its full capacity. So, I get it. I understand now. But I also trust Spirit. I trust Mother Divine. My ancestors, I trust them. And all my allies unseen, I trust them. Everything they said is going to happen. Is going to happen. It's already written. But I trust them. And I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. Oddly enough, I was writing a bunch of stuff that I was thankful for all day. Which is probably, I wrote this, but that's probably what has kept me so shielded, is how I wrote it. I wouldn't say grounded, but maybe grounded. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is why they have me being grateful all day. Because gratitude comes from the heart. The heart and the sacral have a symbiotic relationship. Life force travels through everything, but it travels specifically through the heart space. Because that's what, number one, that's the gateway of the gods. That's how they gave it to me. That's how the gods, that's how Mother Divine, that's how anything that's channeling through you comes through your heart space. even if it's your higher self, it comes through your heart space. The message comes through your heart space. That's why I say guard your heart with all diligence, because it can become corrupted and distorted. You might be thinking you hear from spirit, you actually not, or because it gives you have access, gives you access to life force. But anyway, it opened my heart enough. Why am I talking so? Well, that's what happens when you chant, when you tone. But it opened my heart space and up enough for Mother Divine to do the surgery. And I was unconsciously being grateful, unconsciously being grateful for something that I knew was going to happen, but I didn't know what was going to happen. I'm grateful. Resonance, peace, and soul.